Among the courtiers were two young men who had come to ask Cordelia in marriage. They were the Duke of Burgundy and the King of France. The Duke of Burgundy and the King of France. The Duke of Burgundy and the King of France. The Duke of Burgundy would not marry Cordelia without a dowry. "And I would not marry him," said Cordelia, "for he loves my dowry and not me." On the other hand, the King of France greatly admired Cordelia's sincerity and courage. "I will gladly take what others throw away," he said. "Take her then," carried Lear. "She is no daughter of mine. Take her away with you at once. I never want to see her face again. Go." Cordelia wept as she said farewell to her sister. "Be kind to our father," she begged them. "We know our duty." "There is no need for you to tell us what to do," they said. They added mockingly, "Be kind to your husband. You ought to. He has taken you without a penny." With a heavy heart, Cordelia left her father's palace. She knew that her deceitful sisters would treat her father badly. Cordelia was right. The old king went to stay, first of all, with his eldest daughter Goneril, Duchess of Albany. There he soon found how false she was. She treated him most unkindly. She neglected him and would not listen to his complaints. She told him to stop giving orders in her house. She was the mistress and he was only a guest there. But she treated him much worse than a guest. Her servants followed their mistress's example. They did not obey Lear's orders and they were rude to the old king and his attendants. While Lear was at Goneril's castle, a stranger came to him one day. He begged Lear to take him into his service. The king took an instant liking to the man who looked honest and true. This man proved his honesty and loyalty that very evening. Goneril's steward answered the king rudely and the stranger instantly knocked him down. This pleased Lear and at once he took the stranger into his service. Now this stranger was really the Earl of Kent in disguise. He loved Lear so much that he was ready to risk his life in order to help him. Instead of leaving Britain, therefore, he had disguised himself as a servant and had come to Goneril's wickedness. He also hoped he could keep the old king from further acts of folly. When the king asked him what his name was, he answered that it was Callias. Besides Keys, Lear had one other faithful friend, his jester, or a fool. In those days, a king always kept in his court a man called a jester or a fool whose duty was to make his master laugh. Lear's jester was a wise fool. There was much wisdom in his seemingly foolish talk. When he saw how Goneril treated her father, he said to Lear, "In olden times, fathers wanted obedient daughters. Nowadays, daughters want obedient fathers." Then he added, "The cart is drawing the horse." Lear was very fond of his fool, and the fool was devoted to his master. By his songs and his jokes, the fool tried to cheer the king up because Lear was feeling very unhappy over Goneril's ill treatment of him.